country.
Are you going to court?
The course that we are going to take is a collective course that does not only include CCC, that is including every player which was affected. You know that some of the candidates to other parties were not allowed to participate. You know of the presidential, one of the presidential candidates, Xavier Kasukwere. His name was not on the ballot. That's why we have said the flawedness of the process is not only on the announcement of the results. It is on the pre-electoral cycle, during the election and post the election.
How do you think that you're going to court?
We are going to employ all the necessary measures at the right time that answers our roadmap. What we have articulated and resolved right now for avoidance of doubt is that CCC, number one, rejects the election in total. Two, CCC as a movement is very clear that the solution from this crisis is a process that is scaffolded, guaranteed by SADC and the African Union that will lead us into a genuine, free, fair and proper election.
You have 7 days to challenge in court. Are you going to take any challenge in court? Are you going to court, Osano?
What is your right with the legal rules, my brother? We have said our position as a movement, that we said we need a new, fresh and proper election in this country, whose process is scaffolded by SADC, by the African Union and all the interested parties in the democracy of our country.
Mrs. Ziva, are you going to court? You have seen circulation of papers circulating, attempting like you want to go to the court to challenge the presidential. In very clear terms, are you going to court challenge the presidential vote, or you are abandoning that vote?
Thank you very much. CCC is very clear in terms of its resolution. The resolution of the Citizens Coalition for Changes led by African Nation and Chamisa is that the election in Zimbabwe was flawed, and the election must be the only route to resolve the crisis in this country. How do we go there to restore legitimacy in our country? We must make sure that a new, fresh and a credible election is brought in, and it must be scaffolded, guaranteed by SADC and the African Union and other critical players.
Did you threaten to overrule him?
I was not entitled to instruct Derek Lewis, and I did not instruct him. And
did you threaten to overrule him?
The truth of the matter is that Mr. Marriott was not suspended.
Did you threaten to overrule him?
I did not overrule Derek Lewis.
Did you threaten to overrule him?
I took advice on what I could or could not do.
Did you threaten to overrule him, Mr. Howard?
And I acted scrupulously in accordance with that advice. I did not overrule Derek Lewis.
Did you threaten to overrule him?
Mr. Marriott was not suspended.
Did you threaten to overrule him?
I have accounted for my decision to dismiss Derek Lewis.
Did you threaten to overrule him?
Detail before the House of Commons.
I note you're not answering the question whether you threatened to overrule him.
The important aspect of this, which it's very clear to bear in mind...
I'm sorry, I'm going to be frightfully rude, but...
Yes, you can...
I'm sorry. It's a quite straight yes or no.
Question, and I will give you an answer.
Did you threaten to overrule him?
I discussed this matter with Derek Lewis. I gave him the benefit of my opinion. I gave him the benefit of my opinion in strong language. But I did not instruct him because I was not entitled to instruct him. I was entitled to express my opinion, and that is what I did.
With respect, that is not answering the question of whether you threatened to overrule him.
It's dealing with the relevant point, which is what I was entitled to do and what I was not entitled to do. And I have dealt with this in detail before the House of Commons and before the Select Committee.
But with respect, you haven't answered the question of whether you threatened to overrule him.
Well, you see, the question is what was I entitled to do and what was I not entitled to do? I was not entitled to instruct him, and I did not do that.